Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss 5 manatees that got saved following Hurricane Idalia from Whiskey Creek. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Darren McElroy and Demetrius Kane.
Hey gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
So there was obviously flooding that happened during after Hurricane Idalia, and 5 manatees got stuck in a place called Whiskey Creek. And once waters start receding, there's no way for them to get out of there. So they're hanging out at Whiskey Creek, and people notice them. And I just love the story.
This is a clear-cut case of you typed in whiskey on your Google search bar, and then this fucking popped up.
And I'm like, this is a Bourbon Daily show.
What happened?
Bourbon Daily show.
Fuck yeah. Whiskey Creek.
They're in Whiskey Creek.
Are up Whiskey Creek.
Well, they could probably read. They can read, and they're like, shit, let's.
That's where the good stuff is.
Hey, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after the break. We'll talk about the manatees after the break.
Right. What do we got? What do we got now? What do you got, Becca?
I've got some small talk, Steve.
All right, what do you got?
Following up with, you Googling things, whatever.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to know how much Google reviews mean to you guys when you're like, I'm going to go to this place. I'm super excited about it. And you search it. And for whatever reason, it's got a 2-star review, like 2 stars on Google or whatever it is. I want to know how much Google reviews actually mean to you. Okay. Or if you're like, I don't give a fuck. I know that place is going to be awesome. I'm going to go anyways. Yeah. Or if you're like, ooh, the reviews were not as good as I expected. And so you may change your plans. So I just want to know, do Google, Yelp, TripAdvisor, whatever reviews actually mean anything to you guys or not?
Okay.
So most of the time I am going where I want to go and I'm just going to go. So I'm just going to go in. Right. But I do like if I'm planning a trip out more than a week ahead of time, which is not common for me. I like to just go and see what I see and hit distilleries and whatnot. But I do like, if I'm like getting excited about it, I like to go read like cool reviews of parks or whatever. And like, oh, this is going to be so fun, and get myself typed up. That's the only thing I use Google reviews for.
Okay.
Besides that, the other thing I oftentimes will check like the St. Louis Zoo's Google reviews, because like, especially when I used to work there all the time, because there is comedy gold in there. And there'd be like, people would be like, oh, you have to walk to see all the animals. There's no way to not walk and see the animals. It's a great time to read some of these reviews and be like, how the hell did you expect this to work out? Like,
right.
Do you ever get, do you ever decide that you don't want to do something because of reviews?
No, never. I would still go give them a try. People's on the internet's opinions, I think very little of. So,
okay.
Unless I know you in person, I don't care.
I've got an interesting take on this too, but I want to hear Demetrius first, and then I'll share what I think of Google reviews and all that.
Yeah, I don't really look up that much stuff on the phone.
Right.
The only time that I really will look at reviews is if I'm like in a place I do not know and I'm trying to find somewhere to eat. Because the fastest way to get me pissed off is to go someplace and like not do what I'm expecting. Like if I go into somewhere, it's like, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty good with whatever. But like, if I'm like, I'm in a mood for, a certain type of food and I'm somewhere and then I go someplace and the name throws me off and I like walk in and I'm like, oh, this is not whatever I thought it was going to be. It doesn't like annoy me. It's just like, oh, okay, I messed up. So that's when I probably look up ahead of time just to like keep from going to somewhere I don't want to be at. But I don't know that I really read the comments. Most of the time I just try to stay out of chains. I try to stay small. So
I've got I think a different take than most on Google reviews. As a business owner, I do think that they're important. I do think people put a lot of it's certain people put, or the Google reviews are very important. For instance, my sister-in-law recently, the whole family was staying at a hotel. She read the reviews, stayed somewhere else, because she felt like the Google reviews weren't enough. I'm not that personal. I do look at the reviews, and as a business owner, I think they're important because I know that there's people out there like my sister-in-law that's very important too. And I, as a business owner, I want that to look good. And if I would ever do a Google review, I've done very few. Neely Family is one I did. I would be positive if there's something that I want to help out with. I would leave a positive Google review. I'm not really into slamming things because I will check reviews from time to time. But what I do when I'm looking at the reviews is I'll look at hotels we're going to and stuff like that. And again, the hotels is such a tough business. There's going to be people having bad experiences no matter what you're doing. I get that. So I don't put a whole lot of credence into people who are slamming the hotel and stuff like that. What I want to do is I want to read people's firsthand narratives, and maybe they're telling me things I don't know. They're like, I went to the bar and I ordered this off the menu, and that was fantastic. I want to see those little things. That's the gold I take out of the reviews, is small experiences within visiting places that are worth doing. Or I was at the pool and went to the tiki bar, and their fresh drinks are fantastic. They make them right there. That's the kind of stuff I want to see when I'm looking at reviews. I'm looking to mine things out of there, not really looking at how many stars people are giving and stuff like that, because I feel like that's all skewed. You either got them trying to pump up their numbers, or you get people that are just mad about something that's maybe even out of the control of the hotel. So I don't look at it like most people. I don't think so. That's what I do. How about you, Beka?
So Google reviews they're definitely an interesting creature in and of itself. When it comes to just reviews in general, I obviously kind of like graze over the negative reviews. Mm-hmm. If like there's numerous ones of the exact same thing, then I'm going to get a concern about it. But I personally am looking for those like random 4 or 5 star reviews where someone's like, I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about with their 1 and 2 star reviews. Like those are the ones that like I'm scrolling, and all of a sudden I see someone go, I don't know what these people are talking about. They're like, this place was fantastic. And they say like, was this ridiculous? Absolutely. And they like talk about like how something actually was. Right. And not just these fucking critics all the goddamn time. Yeah. I mean, everyone thinks that they're goddamn. They all.
Everyone has a voice now with social media. And I don't think everyone needs a voice. Actually,
just because, and that's what's annoying, and that's why I want to cruise through and like look for the reviews where someone goes, I don't know what these 1 and 2 star people are talking about because this was great, and these are the reasons why.
Yeah,
those are the ones I'm actually looking for. But I will say when it comes to like, maybe a restaurant or a hotel or some sort of activity where it's like, no, this was really, really terrible. And it keeps on being this like a very much like same thing over and over again. Then I'm like, okay, maybe that's not something I want to, is that something I could deal with? Or is that something that I don't want to deal with? Because clearly it does happen to a lot of people. But when I just see like one of those random reviews where it's like, they were fucking rude. And it's like, that's the only review I saw where they said they were fucking rude.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're rude.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
To me, that sounds like you're rude because every other fucking Google review was these were the best, most fantastic people.
Yeah.
That
There's
we've
people
ever
with
had.
Unrealistic expectations that are just rude themselves.
And
if you own a business, you deal with people that are
all
rude.
the time. It's crazy sometimes when I see some of the, like, we do not get very many negative reviews. We do on occasion. And it's real, like, you kind of, I don't want to say you get upset, but like, cause I'm the one that sees them. Like, I'm the only one that goes through the reviews, and it's just like, you read it and you're like, who the fuck was working?
Right.
And like, you go and look at the other reviews these people have like listed, and you're like, okay, are these people that like always post reviews? Are these someone that like just did a review on us because they were so mad? And so, I mean, the negative reviews are definitely annoying, but the best thing is when I have someone come in and they go, yeah, I found you guys on Google. I saw that one bad review. And I'm like, they're like, we knew that person was a douchebag.
Right.
And I'm like,
yeah, that's good.
Yes, they were a douchebag.
Now, if you want to read reviews, it's always good to read Deer Hammer Distilling, because Lenny, for some reason, who hates reviews and stuff like that, just like he hates sandwiches, he does have some gold in there. You know, there's people that they sound like they have legitimate beefs. They're like, I was at the bar and the bartender was demanding tips and said they wouldn't even get my stuff unless I tipped enough, and I'm never coming there again. And you see Lenny respond.
Good.
The owner responds, bye, Felicia. I mean, who does something like that?
Do you guys like it when the owner
Yes,
when the owner responds to reviews?
Yes, I do like the owner response.
Yeah. I think that it's I responded to one. It wasn't horribly long ago, I suppose, but I did respond back to one where a guy was like, I ordered some stuff and blah blah blah, and just like this guy went on and on in this review, and I wrote back and I was like, listen, we told you that I said, for one, like, you called, we were like, we're out of town, we can't get back to you. And then you kept on calling, we're like, we're still out of town. And then you sent your mom in there to buy your stuff. Because he was just like, they didn't respond, they fucking really fucked me over, blah, blah. And like, didn't even like say anything. And I was like, okay, your mom came and bought your stuff.
Your mom.
Like, I made sure to clarify that in the review. I was like, your mom came and bought your stuff. So
Mom,
that's one thing. Yeah. But I don't always like to respond, but on occasion it's like, I'm going to fucking respond because, God damn it, I remember you and you were a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure that you know that we remember you were a douchebag. And now everyone that looks at our reviews knows that you were a douchebag.
Yeah. There you go.
Also, like when you look on there and they're like, oh, this person's written 500 reviews. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Get a
life. Get a life. Yeah, because
I guess you're going to a lot of cool places, but still.
I also want to feel important, for sure. So there you go. On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Darren, you're going to go first. What do you got there?
I've got some Wallersheim Bourbon from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay. Took him 2 swings at it, but he got it. Yeah, I don't know what was happening there.
I had a nightmare that it was actually a twist off for a second. I was like, oh no, not 2 times in one day.
Flashback. He had PTSD about it.
All right. So he's got the lead. Demetrius, what do you got?
Well, I've got one that's going to not have a good cork pop, but it's not a
what a surprise.
Yeah. Planners.
Nothing. There's nothing there. Nothing there.
Talk to my bottle manufacturer. Must be their fault.
I think Beka's going to win this thing, so we'll see. I'm going to I'll go next. I've got this Distillery 291, their bourbon, so I'm not anticipating a lot. Let's see what we got. No, I was right in my what I thought was going to happen. Really nothing. So right now, Darren has the lead, but it feels like he can be beat. Beka, what do you got?
Since this fucking show isn't actually about whiskey.
It is Whiskey Creek.
It's not. It's really not.
100%.
It's about Whiskey Creek. It's about fucking Manatees.
I'm sure at one point
that was saving Manatees. Well, you know what? Yes. So since this show is sort of about whiskey, I'm going to drink some absinthe, which is made in a whiskey distillery.
Okay.
Our whiskey distillery. This is our Fear and Loathing in Kentucky absinthe.
Okay.
I think Darren probably won.
Yeah, Darren wins. Well,
finally get to beat Beka once.
Good job, Darren.
You won. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about a very whiskey story here. 5 manatees caught in Whiskey Creek. It may be just whiskey in there flows. It may be a weird thing that was left over where whiskey just flows through this creek. I don't actually know, but we'll talk about that after the break. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at neelyfamilydistillery.com.
Hi, this is Mr. Bill. You're listening to Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about manatees.
Yes, we are. So, again, Hurricane Idalia, they get stuck. There's flooding. During the flooding, they're able to leave the river, wherever they were at, and they go to a creek, and they're like, oh, Whiskey Creek, this sounds pretty cool. Let's stop in here and hang out a little bit.
These were the Steve Akeley of manatees.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, you know what was bullshit? We get stuck there. What was bullshit was no one ever brought us any fucking whiskey. Not a single person. So that's what I feel like happened. But we'll talk about our thoughts about that. Darren wants to give us some science here. He used to work for the St. Louis Zoo, very into animals and stuff like that. And apparently, though we have no manatees at the St. Louis Zoo, apparently he knows some stuff about manatees.
Yeah. So, why only 2 zoos in America have them actually in their zoos, and it's Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Cincinnati.
So that's why we don't have them.
Okay.
But what I really wanted to ask was, so they eat 20 or 15% of their weight in every day.
Okay.
Has there been a day in your life
Oh, I do that every day.
that you've gotten close to eating 15%?
I live the manatee lifestyle, so yeah.
I'm not good with percentages. I weigh 165 pounds. How much is it? How many pounds?
No one knows.
No one else does math. I thought Demetrius would maybe be good at math. I don't know why.
Well, I was doing my own. I was doing my own math, which is 35, because I weigh 235 pounds, 35.25 pounds. How much did you weigh?
165.
165.
So that's going to be like 16 some odd.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never eaten 16 pounds in a day.
Okay.
I can say that.
That's unfortunate.
I was off 24 pounds. So like
I've definitely never eaten 24 pounds.
24 pounds. Okay.
Darren, I've had Chipotle a couple times in a day before.
Yeah,
I get like
that stuff is very heavy. Those bomber burritos are very, very heavy.
I've maybe drank that much in beers before.
Okay, that's where you got close.
Does it include liquid? Like, does it say
liquid wise?
Yeah, I mean,
I've drank that much beer, maybe.
Yeah.
So 8 pounds.
Imagine how this went down for a second. So, there's flooding. They see a sign, Whiskey Creek, the manatees. They go there because they're looking for whiskey or whatever. There. They're like, I heard a lot about this. I listened to the Bourbon Daily and all this or whatever.
Of course.
However they end up there, that's where they end up.
Of course.
It starts receding. And then they realize they can't get out of there, so they're hanging out at Whiskey Creek, and then someone's just going by the creek, and they're like, "Holy shit, there's manatees in there!" And someone's like, "You drunk motherfucker! There's no fucking manatees in fucking a creek, you idiot!" And
were they like Willie Nelson? Was it Whiskey River?
Right.
That's what they thought.
I guarantee it was the person that found them. His name was Karen.
There are fucking manatees
oh my
in
God.
my creek, and I don't want these goddamn fat cows in my water, shitting in my water. They're eating my luscious plants. All my water lilies are being eaten by these fucking fat cows. Get them the fuck out.
We should find if
They're like, they're literally endangered, Karen. Chill. We'll get them out.
Right.
And they're just dumb little manatee loaves. Like they float around, do nothing.
They're literally dumb. Yeah. They're so dumb and so helpless and pathetic that alligators or crocodiles, whatever the fuck it is,
would go eat them.
They're like, they're too stupid. You don't touch with this stupid stuff. Just leave those idiots alone. We're not going to touch them. They're
people go on dives. I think Rick Brenner was like, you run into a mama manatee with a baby, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, just you can pet the baby."
Want my
and all
kid?
That. Yeah. Do you
want my kid? You can babysit. I don't know who you are, but you can have, like, you're not even allowed to touch them because they're too stupid.
Yeah. Right there. Yeah.
Sweetest things on the planet, but just too stupid for their own goods.
What happened
is the fact that alligators are like, no, we're mean. We're not that mean.
We're not that mean. We're not going after those guys, those fat fucks. Yeah. So they put out a call. Whoever finds them puts out a call, and it makes the news. And then it's all people like me. There's whiskey drinkers like me. Show all these fucking fat guys like, we can lift these manatees.
Sitting there choosing like, oh, we got them out. We got them out. Drinking whiskey.
Yeah, they did get them out.
It took way too many people to pull them out. Did you see those videos?
Oh, yeah.
There was like 24 people.
Well,
they're not light. They're like 3,000
I understand they're not
there's no place
light.
to grab them.
But if these were actually like people who were in shape, it would have taken like maybe 8 men who were in shape. It was just all people who were like, God, I haven't worked out in probably 26 years.
All they would have needed is a team of truck guys.
Anyone, yes.
Yeah. I see them and I feel their plight. I'm like, okay, you know what? They would help me if they could. I'm going to get in there and help.
And then the fucking manatees flopping around. And I'm like, oh, God. All I remember is Jeremy, what's his name from River Monsters?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jeremy Wade?
Jeremy Wade got smacked with a fish from it flopping, and it gave him a fucking heart arrhythmia.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
And I see this fucking manatee flop, and I'm like, oh, someone's going to die. There we go.
Yeah.
Someone's trying to save a goddamn fat, stupid manatee.
Yeah. And Darren, they got to be tough to lift because they're so bulbous around the middle, and then they've got tails.
It's like I would imagine it's like trying to pick up like 50 pillows at the same time. Like you just can't get your arms around it.
You can't get your arms around it. Yeah.
Even if they were light as air, you can't get your arms around.
I just feel like this is Florida. Why wasn't anybody just pull up, and just start grilling? You got a captive audience. I know they're endangered, but I'm like, it's Florida. You can do anything you want in Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
Has anybody ever had a sea cow steak?
Yeah.
I would probably went down and drank some bourbon.
Yeah. These damn fat manatees.
Manatee salad.
It'd probably be really tender, I would guess.
Oh, sure. They don't do anything.
They don't do
I was gonna say they don't use their muscles.
No,
I imagine that might be like the veal of the ocean.
I don't think I could eat a manatee. That'd make me sad.
Yeah.
Manatees are probably the nice. I mean, they're the nicest, dumbest, fluffiest animal.
They're just blobs. They're literally blobs.
Are hippos fat? Yes, but they're mean.
They're mean.
Are elephants fat? Yes, but mean and and wise.
Fun little story about hippos. Did you know down in Florida they tried to bring them into the swamps because they thought they could grow meat? They were going to use them as swamp cows.
Wow.
The historical thing. We're sending that one out for another.
Really have to look that up.
You know that hippos exist in South America now because of El Chapo?
Yeah, which is cool.
And they have really bad genetic problems going on, and it's a problem.
Sure.
They shouldn't be in fucking South America.
They shouldn't be there.
They don't belong there.
Very big gene pool.
They're all fucking inbred and they shouldn't be
Demetrius, we had this as a topic one time. I think Darren came up with it on the show. Was what is what is the biggest mammal you could kill by hand? And apparently manatees are a mammal, or maybe it was just the biggest animal by hand. Or, yeah. So, do you think that's the right answer? Because those, by weight, those things are incredibly heavy, and it's going to be the one animal that doesn't fight back. And again, you don't get to use any. You can't use a stick or any. This is by hand.
Well, are you plugging their little breathing hole? Like, what are you
probably? Yeah, you just pinch their nose and they die.
And
they
like,
can't even fight
back.
No,
I can't breathe.
Animal in water, like it's still, it's still strong. You pull that thing in water.
They don't have arms.
Flipping. They're huge.
Yeah, but they don't have arms. They can't fight you.
I would say, it's like you'd probably be looking like you think about it like by hand.
By hand. You can't, no tools at all. You can't grab a rock and bash and skull it or something.
You start running into issues where it's like, you start, because like an elk is a pretty,
I don't think you can kill an elk by hand.
You can't because they're a big animal. I think you end up with a weight limitation of like an animal that you can inflict, and the thing is like most
big and dumb fits a bill.
Big and dumb.
Big dumb lives in water but can't really fight back.
Yeah, stuck in a creek.
Stuck in a creek. Yeah, literally got stuck in a fucking whiskey creek. I mean, to be fair,
drank too much.
I would also get stuck in whiskey creek. I mean,
there's 5 manatees in Beka. The actual
I'm up out there. I don't know how to get out of Whiskey Creek.
I'm stuck in Whiskey Creek again.
Get out of fucking. You can stand. It's only 4 feet deep. I can't swim.
One of my buddies almost drowned in a bar pit. You guys saw Hammered? Does anybody know what bar pit? Sorry.
Yeah.
Redneck term. I had a buddy almost drowned in a ditch alongside of a road because he fell down and none of us could get him out. He was flopping around. It was only like 2 or 3 inches of water, but he just couldn't get right. He couldn't get up.
He couldn't get right.
And we were just struggling because it was wet. It had rained. And he was just laying down there flopping around. When I saw that, I was like, well, I know Jared. Like, he one time nearly dead. He almost met his maker.
Right. Well, so there you go.
That's by drainage.
It is. We're happy the manatees got saved. They're the nicest animal on the planet. There is not a nicer animal on the planet. There is no animal that other animals refuse to kill because it's so nice.
Right.
Every other animal that's nice, every other animal's like, no, I'll still fucking eat that. Except for manatees.
It might be if it actually does taste awful.
Or it tastes like shit.
It might taste like shit.
Yeah.
It might just be fat. Like there might not be much muscle.
Right. And people are like, oh no, my pets are nice. No, they're not. You got a cat, it's going to attack you whenever it's in a bad mood. You get a dog. Let me tell you something. You forget to feed that dog for about 2 days, and then you're taking too long of a nap. It'll start feeding off of you.
No, that's actually cats.
Cats will too. Cats
I
for sure.
fully invite my cat. If I die, he can eat my fucking face. I don't give a shit.
There you go.
So 48 hours after you die, cat
Perfect.
Want a dog too? I mean, if you're not feeding the dog,
my dog will fucking eat you. Anyone that pretends, no, my dog wouldn't eat my face. The fuck it wouldn't. The dog is gonna eat your face after you're fucking dead if you haven't fed it.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. A dog will fucking eat you.
Yeah, a big rotting carcass of meat. It's gonna eat
you. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking eat you. You know what? I invite my cat to.
I don't want to do this. This was my owner, but I'm going back to my genetics here.
I hope my cat fucking eats my carcass so my cat can stay alive.
That dog would not eat.
Yes, it would.
Oh,
he barely knows what.
If you were dead and you hadn't, and it was locked in the house with you and you were rotting.
No.
You think your dog would go, oh, I just couldn't.
I guess I'll starve to death now.
I love him so much. I could totally die for him.
My dog's not smart.
Exactly. He's not fucking smart. He's going to eat your fucking ass.
Right.
It's like, it's not in my food bowl. I don't know what to eat. Like,
see, this is why you can't talk to dog people. They're fucking delusional.
You'd be like, buddy, you can eat.
They're delusional.
Sit there and look at you like, eat your food. Point to them, and then you like have to.
I'm proud of the cats because they're smarter. Cats are smarter.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
cats shit.
This fucking asshole can't work the can opener anymore.
Dean's shit. Becca's dead. My food is out. Let's see here. I need to stay alive. I've never killed anything, but she's technically dead. So she loves me. She would want me to eat her flesh.
Right.
Absolutely, Dean. Munch on my fucking flesh. I hope they find you and they're like, well, he's alive.
Yeah.
I feel like a cat though would like eat you while you're like. I feel like if you had a bad day and a really bad next day, you were like in bed for like 2 days in a row, your cat might eat you just on principle.
Right. It's like moving. Your cat's
like, fuck you, man.
I can read the writing on the walls. You're done.
Oh yeah, yeah. The cats think about that shit all the time. That's what I love about cats because they go through different. A dog is like always happy to see you. They might be depressed or sometimes and stuff like that, but it's never turned against their owner. Whereas a cat would be like, this fucking asshole. A cat gets mad at you. A cat, just like a person, a cat will get mad at you, or like you go out of town, you come back.
Good.
Yeah, the
at
dog
least
will
they
come
have
running
fucking
to you.
emotions.
Yeah, the cat. I've had the cat get pissed off when I come home and be like, yeah, you fucking asshole. So you just leave whenever you want. You just fucking.
I enjoy the emotions from a cat.
Yeah.
I don't like the blind loyalty of a dog.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Personal opinion.
I will vote that I have the greatest cat that has ever walked this planet. So
you got a great cat, huh?
But
That's
it will
good.
eat you.
Yeah.
No, I don't. My cat follows me like a dog all over my farm.
Yeah.
He walks down the road with me.
Yeah. The day you quit handing that food out, though, and you're because you're dead, you're a meal. Yeah,
the only animal that will not eat you when you're dead is a fucking manatee.
Manatees won't eat you.
We're bringing it back to manatees.
They'd be all like depressed, like, "Oh, my friend died. I didn't know them though," and then swim away. That's all they would do.
Like, I can't even remember why I'm here.
Yeah, manatees. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me and all my useless animal facts on Instagram at the Bourbon Adventures.
All right, Demetrius.
You can find me at demetriuskane.mo on Instagram and Facebook, or at Knowlton's on Instagram and Facebook.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We are always doing events and such not. And matter of fact, our friend Demetrius Kane here shows up quite a bit, and he always plays to a full house. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. You can click on classes and events, see what we have coming up, and maybe you'll be able to attend one of those. That's awesome. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Fartists, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you're in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com, and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.